Afternoon, one and all, and welcome to what is a little bit of an ambitious project as far as I'm concerned. The reason being is, let me give you the history. I'm not going to bore you with lots and lots of talk. I want to get to the action. I want to get to the footage. And this is footage that was collected by myself during the last season of Upton Park. Now, what I want to do is I want to introduce the footage, and then we'll deal with any questions and any chat as we go along. The idea was, without boring you to death, we initially uploaded this video almost immediately after I did it. Now, for the last season at Upton Park, the last 6 months at least, we were given what was unprecedented access by the club to go in there with our cameras and just to film as much as possible. And I was very, very aware that when this was happening, that this was the last opportunity to record a lot of this stuff. So I spent a lot of time taking the cameras down the stands, in the dugout, the dressing room, the gantry. I even climbed up on the roof at one point. All this I'm going to feature today. Also spent a lot of time filming the crowd to get emotions, and just because I just knew times were about to change. Now, we uploaded this very, very quickly afterwards, within a matter of days, but for reasons I don't particularly want to go into now, we were asked to take it down, and when we took it down, and it's never really seen the light of day since. A lot of the footage was on my old computer as well. So I've actually lost an awful lot of the footage, which is basically whatever it was. The hard disk on my laptop got corrupted. I still have the hard disk, but it's very hard. I've sent it to a couple of experts. Very hard to get it off. So anyway, this is what I've got here. But I think it's enough. I think it's plenty. There's footage of the stadium. There's footage of the tunnel, and then also there's footage filmed during the last game and I think the game against Watford as well, the game against Swansea. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I'll try and introduce it in chronological order. And if you've got any questions, then ask after each one. I have hair. I am younger. All of that is true. If we can get past that, it might run a little bit more smoothly. I'm just going to have a quick look in the chat and welcome everybody there. James, bless you, mate. Thank you. A birthday donation, mate. That will go on. I was going to say it would go on something to eat while we all watch this. But don't worry, Benison, mate. Thank you ever so much. Sit back, enjoy. The first clip that I'm going to introduce now, as long as the technology works, I should just caveat all this by saying that this is new technology to me, so hopefully it's good enough now. I started off in the control center booth, and this was going to be the start of my video. So you've got to remember, very much these are pieces to a video that I was going to piece together, but never actually happened. So it's a bit of a jigsaw. It's not all going to fit together because there's some pieces missing. Hopefully what I do have, you're going to enjoy. Morning all, I'm at the Boleyn, and what I'm going to do today is give you a little whistle-stop tour of all the places you'd never see. You know what the pitch looks like, you've even seen the dugout on the telly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the little nooks and crannies that you didn't even know existed. At the moment, I'm in the control room. This is where DJ Leon does all his business and the announcer does all his stuff. I'll just turn the camera around so you can have a little look at it. Look at that, all very interesting, but you can see what a fantastic view of the pitch there is from here. There's a dugout down there. There's the pitch. What a fantastic view. And there's another office in there. That's actually the main control room, so anyone's up to any naughtiness, drinking an unofficial carton of Bovril or something like that, they'll be on to you. An unofficial carton of Bovril. I don't even know what I was thinking. Thanks, Pete Fountain. Thanks for the donation there, mate. I really don't know. I am aware that as we get through this footage, it's going to make a few people a little bit sad, a little upset. It's not really my intention, but I do feel it necessary to archive it, and I am also aware that this is, whilst I filmed it, this is everybody's footage. I want to find a way to archive this so everybody can go back and enjoy this. This is also streamed, so the resolution is not going to be that great. There is going to be crowd scenes in there. If you think you've spotted yourself in them and you want a better resolution version, then just get in contact and I'll do what I can to. I filmed it all in HD and sort of, in 60 frames a second. So it's good stuff. You won't be seeing that. Now I'm going to move on really quickly. There's plenty of time for talk in a little bit. So after after I was in that booth, what I hated about that booth, by the way, have you ever seen the film? I think it might be called Final Score or something, where they blew it up. I hated it. I hated it because they blew up Upton Park, basically. That was the control room where they shot. They shot some people. Fortunately not me on that day. So anyway, I've walked out of there, and then there was some stairs. It was a very, very windy day, and walked up a rickety metal staircase, and then found myself here. I am up in the gantry. You want to see the view from here. It's really, really high. It's absolutely crazy. Obviously, this is where all the press congregate and do all their press stuff, film everything. You can see this is absolutely mental up here. Crazy. I'm going to take you a little bit along here so you can actually see what the cameras see and where all the guys in the media stand. Look at that. Amazing. Look at that camera. That is slightly better than my camera. And there you go. What a view, folks. What a view. Absolutely amazing. Now, I mean, it was quite an experience for that day. I probably should say this whole thing was a really crazy experience for me. Just been a West Ham fan all my life, and then to get this access. I remember I used to sit and stand and watch the football, wondering if I would ever. I remember when I was a kid, I used to think, can I just run onto there and nick a bit of grass or something like that? I just sort of wanted to touch the playing surface and all those things, just kick a ball, score a goal, all the things you want to do. So for me to find myself in this situation at this point, to have this access, to have the freedom of it, was a really, really strange thing. You know, I couldn't really get my head around it at the time. And I know looking at it now, you're probably thinking, well, it's just somebody filming what was going on. I was like a kid at Christmas in there. It was absolutely crazy. I keep on saying the word crazy, but it was unprecedented, and I felt so honoured and so special to be able to go and do these things. Let me move you on to the next clip. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll show you what I'll do now. Tunnel to pitch side. Hopefully you might have seen a little bit of the first bit of this already, but when I did the trailer, I purposely left it so you couldn't see the pitch side. Just have a look. So this is the view that the players will get or got when they walked out. Okay, this is the tunnel. Actually, let me go walking backwards upstairs, which is a decidedly dodgy thing to do. Look at that. All right, take a walk down here. This is obviously where the players will all line up, usually. Way on the left, West Ham on the right. In here, we've got the referees' room, the officials. More officials. How many officials do you need? Okay. And there's a shot you'll want to see. Excuse me if it goes a bit bright when I turn the camera around, but here we go. There's the shot that you all want to see. I just want to show you something just quickly because we've got the dugout just here. And obviously we're used to the manager sitting there, but I actually just want to give you the view of what the manager sees from the dugout. It's very, very low. Very low. So you can understand why they walk to the pitch, and you'll see Slaven will be parading around this area because you just get a much better view of things, although not as good as the view that we just were, which was basically up there. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. On the, it's hard, even on the camera there, I was just sort of watching the footage. It was such a slope from the edge of the pitch to the dugout. I remember sitting in that dugout and looking, and almost even when I sat down, almost the pitch was just under there. So I always thought the view was absolutely terrible, and I still do. I think the worst place to watch the action from is probably on the side of the pitch, which a lot of the rugby coaches go and sit up in the stands, which makes more sense. But I guess, you know, you can influence your tactics and shout at players better from close to the pitch. But it was it was really quite something just to be that close and to see that view that we all knew so well. And you've got to remember that the pitch had been moved when they built the west stand. The pitch had been moved over, so it was further away from the east stand. And also there was a big gap there. So the gaps were quite big between the pitch and the fans. I'm going to show you, as I say, it's not all stadium footage that I've got here. I've also got a lot of the crowd. And just 10 minutes ago, literally as I was setting this up, I found something which I want to try and share with you. Now, I didn't even know I had this until I was just looking through my archives. And what this is, I'll get back. I'll do the dressing rooms, the changing rooms in just a minute. I want to show you something else now. For the last game, I had a really, really good. I was given all access. So I was filming the crowd, I was filming the game, I was filming, not filming the game, filming more the crowd. And at the very last moments, I didn't realise I'd captured it. I've actually captured the final whistle going and the last game at Upton Park. And I've just found it. I'm really chuffed. Wasn't planning on adding this at all. I'll stop talking. Hopefully this works. There you go. I mean, how good was that? I honestly, I didn't know I had it because I've just got so many of these video files. So I'm absolutely delighted to bring that last moment there. You know what I mean? I'm really, really chuffed. Really chuffed. What a great evening that was. A fitting end, a fitting finale to our old home, certainly. Right, I am going to introduce you now. I like this. I like this.
Okay, here we are. We're in the tunnel. You won't have seen much of this. This is a real privilege to be in it.
Sorry, there's a bike in the corridor, right? There's a bike, an exercise bike in the corridor.
Okay, here we are. We're in the tunnel. You won't have seen much of this. This is a real privilege to be in it today because actually it's a match day. We're just going to pop in. We're just before the Watford game. Oh, let's have a little quick look in here. And you'll see, just a little bit, there we go. There's the interview room, but they're getting it all ready for later on. Here's the dressing room, look. There's the away, there's the home. Let's have a little look. there it is. Now, as it's going out tomorrow, here we are. Have a little look around. This is pretty special, to be honest, to be in here as a West Ham fan. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. You can see, look, I don't know whose shirt this is. Let's have a little look. It's Cresswell's shirt. Look at that. So this is all Cresswell's kit. Look, how many pairs of boots do you need? Crikey, look at that. T-shirts, nice socks, nice towel. Very nice. Brilliant.
The funny thing is, I'm watching that, and it's brought back the feeling. I felt I had no business being there. I should probably say that I'm filming this stuff. I felt I had no business being there at all. And it just felt weird. I almost felt, even though I had permission to be in there and I'd pressed pass and everything like that, I still felt, because obviously I've been a fan of my life, that I was going to have me collar. Felt, oh, what you doing in there? Get out, sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely outstanding. Listen, I'm not being rude. I see the birthday messages and wishes. I thank you so much. I'm just mindful, and I will get to the chat a little bit later. I'm just mindful that a lot of people hopefully will go back and watch this video, and I want this to be an archive for years to come. So I just want to sort of get through as much of the footage as I can. Yeah. So anyway, inside those dressing rooms, right where you saw the sign, which I can't remember, what did it say? Whatever, to dare is to win, to the winning mentality is to whatever. No, actually, what did they say? It's Tottenham that say, "He who dares rodders," isn't it? But whatever. So by there, then you would go to the right, and they had the hydrotherapy spa thing, which I found to be really tiny. I always thought they'd be a lot bigger. Let me just try and introduce that.
This is the there's baths. Baths, nice. One hot, one cold, apparently. Look at that. Hot and cold protocol. You see that? Maybe not. Let me zoom in. You see that? Do you know what? Look at that. 2-minute ice plunge, 1 minute hot warm plunge, 2-minute ice plunge, 1 minute hot and warm plunge, 2-minute ice plunge. That is exactly the procedure that I use when I'm having a bath at home.
But they were tiny, like the smallest swimming pools you've ever seen. I wasn't even sure the whole squad, even in both of them. I reckon you would get about 4 players in there. 4 players. Actually, if it had signed earlier, probably 3 Hugels. I reckon you'd get 3 Hugels in each bath. There was something else in it. This is a bit random, but I don't really want to deny you any footage. And as I say, all this was all meant to be edited. It was all meant to be really neat and go into one wonderful, extravagant video. As I explained at the start, it didn't happen. I just want to show you this. I don't really know what that is. I don't know what it was. What was it? I was always confused as to what that was. Maybe somebody knows. Was it a boot stretcher, or I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we move on to probably the most surreal part of. It isn't one day. It looks like one day. It's not. This is 4 separate days. So here's the story. It's either, I don't understand about these things, either Instagram or Snapchat. One of them disappears after 24 hours, whichever one that is. I got asked to run the club's Snapchat or whatever it was, for a day. So I went down there, and they said you can go where you want, basically. Somebody went with me. Not nice guy. His name was Martin. Really, really nice guy. So I was able to go where I wanted. So I said, "Can we go on the roof?" Now you've already seen. I went on a gantry. That was that day. And what I was doing is I was filming videos for West Ham, for the West Ham official, the official site. And so I said, "Can we go on the roof?" And to be fair, I think Martin was only an intern at the time, and maybe I pushed my luck a little bit, and Maybe there were times when he shouldn't say no, but where he should have said no. But I think it might have been his first or second day. So anyway, you'll have to excuse. Where is that actually? Oh blimey, where is the roof? Oh, here we go.
Okay, this is very, very mental. I'm up on the roof at the moment, getting blown away. I think it's really, really windy. I don't know if you can hear this, but again, I'll give you another view of this. This is sensational. Look at that. Let's try and zoom in a little bit for you. Excuse me, I'm no professional cameraman. Look at that, and I'll just try and give you a little panoramic view of everything. Can't quite get the Olympic Stadium from here. I'm going to try and get that shot for you. We're going to have a climb around somewhere else now.
And I did. I went on to another part of the roof and actually said, can we get up near the top of the turrets? I mean, I'm taking the mickey at this point, but I've supported a club all my life. I've given this free access. I'm going everywhere. Right? So where was it? Let me just have a look. You have to excuse me. I'm not great with this technology. It is brand new. Here we go.
Okay, here we are. We're on the top of the West Stand. Basically, those are the turrets behind me. I'm stood up next to the turrets, if you think, at the top of the stadium. We've got a great panoramic view of London behind. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch lenses to a slightly better lens. If you remember from the previous video, I showed you the view from the top of the orbital to here. I'm now going to show you the reverse view.
So yeah, so then I got my bigger lens, which I think I've still got here. This whopper, right? I got this whopper on the camera, but I didn't have. I mean, I just didn't. This was early days in Hammer's Chat. I was surprised I had that lens, quite frankly, but I didn't have like the stabilization stuff that we have now. So you'll have to excuse the footage, and you've got to please do remember I am just at this point very, very excitable that I'm up on the roof. So hopefully this works.
Okay, here we are back on top of the West Stand. There's the people congregating. There's Green Street, as you can see it there. Players' car park. Now what we're going to try and do, you'll have to excuse the camera work and the shaky lens. We're going to try and find it for you. There it is, there's the orbital. And you can just see next to it the top of the stadium. Absolutely outstanding. It's a shame, it's a bit of a hazy day. You can just see here all the way into London as well. There's the Shard and the Gherkin and the other one.
There you go, the Shard, the Gherkin, and the other one from the London Tourism Board. It was quite an outstanding view from up there. And the significance of that shot was, before that, in fact, the whole reason for us being in there was we'd done the journey, the video of the journey, myself and Gio, of the journey from Upton Park to the Olympic Stadium. And when we got... Again, we do take the mickey. We're a bit cheeky, myself and Gio, and we got up to the top of the orbital, and I mean, we had no club affiliation there. We had no business, but I think we might have pretended we were there on official club business. We can say this stuff now. To be fair, we don't get to do anything for the club anymore, so it doesn't matter. We might as well. The truth might be outed. So myself and Gio pretended that we were there on official club business. Again, the girl that works there was quite young, and obviously the orbital hadn't been built that long, I guess. So, she was... Look, we flashed a couple of official looking badges at her, and we set up the cameras at the top of the orbital, and because nobody had got into the Olympic Stadium to see it, and I set up these cameras to start peering inside the Olympic Stadium. While we were there, I trained the camera on Upton Park, basically. So the significance of that shot is I'd already done the shot from the orbital to Upton Park, and that was sort of the reverse shot. At the end of this video, I'm going to play... you might cry. All right, you might cry. I'll tell you that now. So just it's my friend Alan Avitt wrote a song called Claret and Blue, and it's quite. And I've sort of this was the old outro to the old video, and you see that shot. So you'll see a picture of Upton Park, and when you see that picture of Upton Park, now I've taken that and I've zoomed in really close, sort of from the orbital. But it's the music is a bit emotional, and it's about us leaving Upton Park, and it's it's not my intention to depress you. You must understand. Just I had just intended to do this video now and hadn't really anticipated that we'd have a possibility of going forth in our next game. And I'm not looking to burst anyone's bubble. I'm very happy with the football at the moment. This is just something I just thought you might like to see it because it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. But this is these are the Priory turnstiles. These are so this is under the east stand. This will be, if you've never seen it before, it might not mean anything. If you were a season ticket holder in the East Stand, it'll probably mean everything. That's it, just a little clip. As I say, I wanted to share as much as I possibly could with you. I've actually got a new feature on here now, and it's going to allow me to bring other stuff in, which I find it quite interesting. Anyway, this is a little bit self-indulgent, and it is about me, and it's about my first game. But I thought if I don't show it, you're going to miss quite a lot of footage, and some of you might find it interesting anyway. But you're going to miss the footage of me again being able to walk pitch side and actually show you what I think is a really good angle of the ground for anybody that would have stood in the Trevor Brook Inn or the North Bank or whatever you knew it as. This might be of interest to you.
Basically, come around from the dugout here. You can see. I'm just walking past a section where this is the Trevor Brook Inn, but we're going to where the away fans congregate, which is there. But the reason I'm boring you silly and taking you here is because this is where I stood when we had when I had my first game. And the first game I ever attended was 10-0 against Bury in the Milk Cup. This is the old North Bank. So this wasn't full of away fans. It looked very, very different. There was a little, just over in that section up there, if you look, there was a little, just up there basically, there was a little bar thing up there, as I remember. Used to go and get a pie. But I reckon I was stood for my first game right about there. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try and get the view. Right, this is where I stood for my first ever game. The seats weren't here, it was all standing, as I said. Stood here with my dad. It was in the Milk Cup 1983 against Bury. And what a sight it was. First time I came out, I couldn't believe how green the grass was. It was amazing. I've got a programme from that day, actually. And there it is. Milk Cup, which is now the League Cup. That's Phil Parks, great goalkeeper. We signed him for, I think it was $500,000 from QPR, which was a world record for a goalkeeper. A team that day, Phil Parks, Ray Stewart, Steve Walford, Billy Bonds, Alvin Martin, Alan Devonshire. Steve Whitton didn't play, Paul Allen did. My dad corrected this. Tony Cotty played instead of Paul Goddard, scored 4 goals. Dave Swindlehurst, Trevor Brook Inn. We was brilliant that day. And Jeff Pike, Neil Orr came on as a sub. But yeah, what a memory that is.
There we go. This technology is great. I absolutely love this. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I've got another clip here which you might want to see. I don't know what it is. It just says song. Now I don't think it's I don't think it's the player song. I don't think it's Rigobert song or Alex song or anyone like that. It might even be the Payet song, but I don't know. Again, I don't want to deny you any footage here. So let me just add it in and we'll see. There you go, little unexpected scene there. Right, what I'm going to do is I've got 2 or 3 more bits to play for you. One of and then what I'm going to do is, if anybody's got any questions, I'm going to go and look at the chat. Then I've not looked at the chat for quite a while, so hopefully you're all sort of sharing stories and sharing experiences on there. So if anybody's got any questions about the day, about the stadium, look, I'm not a stadium historian, far from it. But you know, anything that you might have watched, and if you've got any questions, then I'll answer them in a little bit. I've got a few clips to play first. I've got a crowd scene which might run for a little while. I think it's about 2 minutes. It's the resolution I have of it is much better than you're seeing. You're seeing a stream at the moment, so the picture you're seeing is, number one, restricted by my internet connection, and then secondly restricted by your internet connection. But I am mindful, when I looked at these crowd scenes, I've already seen 2 or 3 people in it that I recognize. So if you do think that I might have captured you and it might be there, and it's such a special day, it's such a special moment, if you think you've seen yourself in the crowd, then get in touch with me. I mean, it might take a little while. I'm not saying I can do it quickly, but I can do freeze frames. And you know, if you see yourself in the crowd, maybe you and your mum or you and your dad or whatever, you know, this special. I'll help you out. That's the point. Get in touch with us, and myself and Gio will help you out with any of this. Okay. So during this access that I had, given this access, I started vlogging the games. I even actually did a couple of vlogs on the official West Ham site. I was vlogging for West Ham. Myself and Gio, literally for West Ham, used to do like fan cams out the front of the stadium. Say used to, we did it 2 or 3 times. It wasn't like a massive regular thing. And I think in the end, because I guess because we speak our mind as well, we end up peeing a few people off. However, during the vlogs, again, I was given pitch side access, and I make a bit of a idiot of myself at the end of this clip. I thought, oh no, but you know what? I don't care. I don't really want to deny it, because it's an interesting scene that not many people get to see, and I was absolutely privileged to get this close to the players. Anyway, I'll leave the rest.
Okay, we're pitch side at the moment, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of footage of the players warming up.
I'm such a knob. I mean, really. James Tompkins miscontrols the ball, and I decide to say silky to him. There you go. I didn't appreciate the banter. In fact, the next game I was there, he actually kicked the ball at me pretty hard as well, and I thought I controlled it damn well. I don't have that footage, unfortunately, for you. But again, that was really special times. And if you saw the sort of relationship between Noble and Payet there, again, just Payet just gave him a cuddle, and you know, it was a good team. You saw Victor Moses in that clip as well, who was a really good player, wasn't he? And a slender glender, Manuel Lanzini. I'm not saying he's fat now. He just looks a bit thinner. But look, who am I to compare? I looked slightly different back then, as well. I've got. I want to show you a little bit of this crowd scene. This wasn't. Let me just get a little disclaimer in. This wasn't meant to be footage that was ever going to. I was meant to get stills off of this footage. It wasn't ever meant to be video footage, but sometimes particularly when they brought, without boring any sense, when they brought 4K in, you would actually record a 4K video and then you would stop and get the stills from that. And that's how you get we're getting a 4K picture with the camera right then anyway. So it's shaky, but also the first bit is just on a tripod. So it goes on a little bit, but bear with me. I just think it's interesting. I like people watching anyway, but it's really interesting. After that, I've got another video, Lap of Honor, which just from my camera, which a lot of people have not seen before, particularly the whole video as well, from that wonderful place that I had right at the end of the game. Then we'll do questions. Then we'll do the ending with Alan, with Avit's song, and we can all have a little cry, can't we? Anyway, so little crowd scene now. Sorry, I just realised I can unmute myself here. This is just in the build-up. This is very, very close to the players coming out of the tunnel here. So I'm just trying to get as many shots, and I've got so much of this sort of stuff. I've not really introduced a lot of it. Here you go. The players are clearly coming out now. You have to excuse the sound drops out a little bit. As I say, I didn't really have the microphone set up or anything. It was never really meant to be a video clip. Look at that. Let's get East Stand there. It just said like bin liners. Everyone's like, you know, what you got, the claret or the blue bin liner? It did work from a distance, though. Maybe not from that camera angle. It worked really well from a distance. I do wonder if anyone's watching this and spotted themselves. I did think of that when I was setting this up. Were you there? Did you see yourself? I would be delighted to know if you did. I'm not looking at the chat now. If you honestly did, tell me when we get to the chat bit in a minute. Quite a roar, wasn't it? I know you probably just, if you're watching it from a phone, you're probably thinking, not really. It's about that big, but it was an impressive sound. And even though you just possibly listened to it through small speakers, unless you've got a new set of headphones like me, which my wife bought me. It's hard to get the full sound, but they really were, you know, magical moments. The last clip, aside from the ending, which I'm going to show you now, those crowd ones, I've got tons of them, and what I'll do is I will link underneath this video once I dig it out. Myself and Gio have also done a video. We did it last year, didn't we? And we'll link that in where we went through and we discussed a lot of the footage, myself and Gio, and we put a video together, which was where we spoke about our last day. And that was, it was, maybe we'd call it, was on the anniversary. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'll find it. I'll put the link in the description below under here. Lap of Honor. I mean, you know, this is quite clear. I felt really privileged to film this and watch it unfold from where I was, and you can really, this is just different. You've got to remember the television camera angles from the other side and up in the gantry where we looked at the start of this video, and I was up in the gantry there. This is different. I think you get a little bit more from this angle. Watching that, actually, you know, I see different things every time I watch it, and clearly it's a clip that I've watched on numerous occasions. Did you see Noble going to hug the steward, who was clearly somebody that he knew, and during those last, I don't know how long it was. I think 6 months would be stretching it for how something I had access for 6 months, but whatever. During the few months that I had access for, I was going in there a lot of the time, 4 or 5 hours before the game, and the stewards would get a lot of their assessment done and so on and so forth. I actually got to know quite a few of the people that work there behind the scenes, including the security people and the stewards and just a lot of people there. And a lot of them knew each other. A lot of them been there for time. So the person that ran the head steward in the East Stand was a twin, and his twin was head steward in the Bobby Moore Lower. Their names escape me now, but you know, you really got to know these people and how woven they were into the fabric of not only the club and the ground. And I think it's still one of the things that is a real shame that we haven't taken all of that with us, that we couldn't. Not to go. No, I don't want to go to. I don't really want this to be about a stadium versus stadium thing. I really don't. But just in terms of the family feel of the transition of taking people that have worked in a club and keeping them in their jobs and moving them. As I think, even if you transition the team really well, even if you'd have transitioned the stadium and the season tickets and all that stuff really well, I think you still would have lost that sort of family feel and that family. Do you know what I mean? It just does. It wasn't the same, and just so many of those people lost their jobs. I remember speaking to somebody who was one of the head of security. I'm not going to say his name, but he was. I'm not going to say his name. I just said who it was, but I mean, he was saying, I lose my job. That's it. I don't have. The head of security wasn't, that equivalent job wasn't available at the Olympic Stadium, and it was the same for a lot of the stewards and a lot of those people there. I just, you know, I think it's such a shame, because it was special there, and I do think a lot when a lot of people remember it. You've probably seen from this footage, actually the pitch was quite far away from the stands, but that's because they built the West Stand. The idea always was, when they built the West Stand, that the pitch could get moved over close to the West Stand. They rebuild the East Stand and everything gets close again. But despite that, there was, if you remember that one, if you look at it, I'm just going to pop it up in a second. In fact, I'll do it now. Where's that on the roof?
Okay, this is.
If you just look on the roof, sorry, I know I'm sort of speaking over myself, but someone's got to.
Blown away,
it just really, looks, there's a closeness to that. There's a closeness. It's a tight ground. I don't know. I'm sort of waffling on a little bit, but there you go. I mean, that's more or less it. I mean, what's it been? It's been 45 minutes. I do want to go to the chat in a second. I hope it's been. I don't know if it's been entertaining, but I hope it's done something anyway. I hope you've enjoyed it and managed to reminisce a little bit and maybe see some bits and pieces that you haven't seen before. Maybe you've seen yourself in there. Let me know. I'm going to go and pop to the chat just quickly. I don't know what anyone or everyone's saying. Right, sorry. The first one I've gone to, the first message I've seen is that. And there you go. I don't know what that's got to do. So yeah. So sorry. Just so as you're aware, I'm sort of reading down from there. I'm pleased. I'm pleased you've enjoyed it. I'm pleased it's been cool. It's Boss 70 says enjoyed that. Isaac's first game was 200 Norwich. He had to leave at half time, sadly. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it. A few of you seem to have enjoyed it there, from what I could see. Just for those of you that missed it at the start, as I say, we initially did produce a video, but we were asked to take it down, and some of the footage got lost, unfortunately, because somebody earlier asked how long ago was this. Obviously, you probably had your question answered. You could see it was the last season at Upton Park, but in many respects, you could time that as years ago. I call that 3 laptops ago. And unfortunately, that old, I think it was an Acer laptop, it stopped working. And the hard drive was, it was on a disc. I think the hard drive's on a disc. It's basically 3 people have had it, and there's some really, it's not just valuable footage of Upton Park, and there's actually valuable footage of my kids on there, which I was pretty gutted to lose as well. And I did actually take it to, there's a place near us called PC Paramedics, and I took it to them, and they said, look, we might be able to salvage it off the disc, but we might not, and you've got to pay us, I mean, a ridiculous amount of money to do it, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So, and they said, we can't guarantee that you're going to get it, and you've got to sign this waiver, and oh, blimey. So I think they've still got it. So I never got to put that whole complete video back together. So the idea of doing this was that I could sort of hopefully fill in the gaps just by speaking in the middle of it. Thank you. And listen, thank you, Peach, and thank you for the birthday wishes. They have been very, very much appreciated. There's Adam. Adam, now let's read Adam's message. Season ticket for 10 years next to the home dugout. Ah, really? You were there when he cupped it to the fans. Do you know what, Adam? Do you know what? I will not promise anything. I will not promise anything. But let me see. Let me see here. You know, excuse me, go a bit. If I can. I thought I had something here. Maybe I don't. I am going to play another clip in a minute. By the way, actually, oh, that's a real shame. I thought I had a nice clip there. That's Upton Park. No, sorry, Adam. I actually thought I had one. Oh, is this it? Let me just have a look. I'll just play that again, Adam, just in case you're this is your seat on here. I wonder. There you go. Maybe you were in there or something, Adam. Who knows? Kent says he was there in the West End. I haven't got a De Gea. Gio, I've not got a De Gea song. I've not. It's not on this laptop. It's not. It's laptop. It's not. This isn't a laptop. Laptop's in there. This is on the big computer. Foshi said, "Well done, guys. Happy birthday, mate. 65 years old. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. All my hair fell out, as you probably noticed. Bloody hell, it is as well. 4 rows back from the front. You can see it. Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, I do have a lot of stuff, and there are a lot of small clips like that I have, which I've not obviously introduced into this video. We'll be here all day, but I am more than happy to. I was going to say you can't get your seat down because I wouldn't know, but I've got these big panoramic shots sometimes of stands with people in them. No De Gea song, and all I've seen is footage clickbait. Yeah, I know. I didn't clickbait as the De Gea song. Maybe I should have done. I don't have it on here, Gio. Look, I'm going to go have a little look now. Let me have a look. I don't have it on this one. Video file. I just don't. I don't. Upton Park tour. Upton Park. Oh, whistle bubbles. Last moments. What else? No, I haven't got it. It's on the other one. I've got a clip of Nathan's there as well, and some other bits and pieces. It's not on there, I'm afraid, mate. It is not on there. What have I got? The only other thing I've got here is this, which is a bit of a random, nondescript clip, which didn't make the editors. I do have loads more on the laptop, but you have anything from the FA Cup game with Everton? I don't, mate. I don't. I tell you what. I like this. Gonzo, you should get fans to forward you any good footage so you can share. I'll tell you what. I'll be right up for that. hammerschat@gmail.com. If you want to get in touch with us there, or if you have clips, and maybe you can actually, I'll leave it for Gio to decide whether he wants it to go to Twitter or not. We'll just we'll wait on that one because I know he's in the chat there. I'd be more than happy to get everybody's footage and do a video from everyone's footage. I think it'd be a really good one. You are very welcome, mate. You are very, very welcome. As Leon's there, what's Leon saying? Mate, you got footage of before the game so I can hear the music. I played some of my mixes. I've got loads of footage before the game. I don't know if you saw, Lee, at the very first video, Leon, you might have missed it. I was going to say I was in your box. That's not right. That doesn't sound very good. I'll play you the first clip again, just in case you might have missed it.
Morning all, I'm at the Boleyn, and what I'm going to do today is give you
this
a little
view will be very
tour.
familiar
All
to you,
the
by the
places
way.
You'd never see, you know what the pitch looks like. You've even seen the dugout on the telly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the little nooks and crannies that you didn't even know existed. At the moment, I'm in the control room. This is where DJ Leon does all his business and the announcer does all his stuff. I'll just turn the camera around
Do you hear that,
and
Leon?
have a little look at it.
You got to mention them.
Look at that, all very interesting, but you can see what a fantastic view of the pitch there is from here. There's a dugout down there. There's the pitch. What a fantastic view. And there's another office in there. That's actually the main control room, so anyone's up to any naughtiness, drinking.
I hate that. After they filmed, I wish they hadn't have done that film. You know, I really wish they hadn't have done that film. My hammer's never. Yeah, Russ, be your view there, mate. Again, you're very welcome. You are all very, very welcome. This I was hoping you were going to enjoy it. It's exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's just deal with this. Okay. No, oh, sorry, not that. But thank you. It goes too quick. Look, it's gone. It's more or less gone. It was going then. Let's be fair. It was hanging on for dear life at that point. Anyway, there we go. I like that. Fisticuffs. Listen, Gordon, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Luke, bless you. You didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a Camden Pale Ale. I like that, actually. Thank you, mate. We're gonna do a few bits and pieces. We're gonna have a bit of a film night. As I understand it, my daughter will be being collected from school soon. So I've the only presents I've unwrapped so far are these fine headphones from my wife, which I'm really delighted with because I've been using these for a while, and I don't like sticking anything in my ear, Luke. To be perfectly honest with you, so these are. I'm not going to throw them away. We'll keep them for emergencies. Right. Okay. You all going to hear the outro, do you? I'm not sure I'll be able to time it very well. hair today, gone tomorrow. Absolutely. Right. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for, I was going to say enjoy. I'm aware not everybody's enjoyed it and it's made people sad. It wasn't my intention to make people sad. So, Ben, bless you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to play out this song now. Let me just give full credit before I do this to Alan, to my mate Alan, Avit Hammer, and so this was. If you're wondering what all the lyrics, what all the graphics are about, originally this was a video in conjunction with Hammer's Chat and Claret and Hugh, and it was a Gonzo's Day Out thing. That's why it's not. If I could have got rid of the Gonzo emblazoned over the top, I would have done. But you know, it's just how we were doing things back then. But it's not footage. It's just some. I just think it's quite emotional, really. So hopefully you enjoy it. Excuse me while I bring it up. Sorry, I just want to bring this up. Mitchell, I've got to say, my wife said something completely the opposite to that when she saw the video. But thank you. Right, here we go. Brace yourselves. Can we get Jared to go live for a counselling session to help us recover? Yeah, he'll be live 5 minutes after this. Jazza, thank you very much. I am going to go because I'm going to actually I've got stuff to do. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully the sound works on this. This better bloody work. Here we go. Claret and blue.
So Bobby, we're claret and blue. Claret and blue. We're claret and blue. We'll keep on smiling after all we've been through. And with those dark days behind us, we've found somewhere new. Come with us to Bobby, we're claret and blue.